Hello and welcome to my channel Diamond Rose Tutorials. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to do a neutral everyday smoky eye tutorial for hooded eyes. I've been looking everywhere for hooded eye tutorials, and usually when I go in to find really nice, really formal eyeshadow tutorials, they're not for hooded eyes. They're for everything but hooded eyes. So I decided, why don't I make my own? And this is the palette that I will be using. It's the BH Cosmetics. And the first color I take, these aren't named, but it's the 6th color from the left, this light brown. It's my favorite, it's my go-to color, as you can see, because I use it a lot. And the brushes I'm going to be using are by Eco Tools. I love these because they're very soft, they're very lightweight, and they blend and brush very well. So start by taking your applier brush and mixing that in. Just getting a little bit, top off the excess, and you want to brush the upper lid of your eye. Do that with the second one. You don't need anything too dark. You just want something that's a little flattering, but not too bold, which will make it look very elegant. And so what I like to do next is I like to go in with that same color again, the one that I put on my lid, and go right above it, right below the brow bone. Just like that. And then I take my blending brush, which is the wider application, and you want to blend that in, not too much, just until it has a seamless finish. After that, I always like to put a little bit of white on the top of my eyelids. So take your applicator brush, and I'm going to be taking this color, the corner. It's the brightest, has more of a white shimmery effect. In taking this, you're going to brush it right beneath the eyebrow. And usually I like to apply a lot of this because there's not a lot of brow space to work with. And personally, I just think it looks better if you apply more. Again, right underneath the brow bone, but not too far down that you take away the brown that you've already put on the upper part of your eye. And I even like to drag it out since it creates more of a dramatic effect. And then taking the blending brush, blend this up away from your face, but also blending it down into the brown that you put here. Just creates a seamless effect. You don't want to brush too hard. You want to have it lightly and let the brush work for you. Don't try to force it down or anything like that. Let the brush work for you and it'll always work out, at least in my experience. So now I like to apply a heavier brown, not anything too heavy, something that's very close to the first color, which this one that I used, and this one is the next one right after it. Now here's a trick. Usually I apply my makeup with my fingers just because it's faster, I think, and it works easier. Especially when I'm in a hurry and I don't want to mess around with the right brushes and whatnot. But personally, if you want to use a brush, you can do it. But for this first eye, I'm going to use my fingers just to show you how this can work. And so taking some of that color, you want to put it right here. Create a dramatic, not really dramatic, just more of a flare. As you can see, it's not anything very showy, it's not anything too bright. It's subtle, but it's also beautiful. And you can see it has that lighter brown effect, which is what you with hooded eyes, if you have them, would want. There's not a lot of room to work with, so most of your dramatic effect you're gonna have with the outer corner of your eye and right next to the brow. So again, I'm just gonna put it out like this. And then with the other eye, I'm gonna show you it works just as well with the brush. Just going out the same spot, focusing on the outer corner, going up like this. And then you can blend that in, both sides. And again, I'm gonna take another brown color. This one's like full of brown, so it's very hard to decide at times, but I'm going to use this one. And you don't want a lot of this, to even, especially if you have a lighter skin tone, because then it'll be too much, be too dark. Just taking a little bit of this, I'm gonna focus out here, and this is what's gonna create the smoky effect. And doing this with the other side, it's a very awkward position. Doing this as well. And then blend that in. And what you'll notice, and the number one test that you know you've done it right, is when you can look down and the corners go out darker. You have this V-shaped dark eyeshadow part, which is what you can see here. It's subtle, but I think it's the lighting. It's subtle here, and then you can still see it there. And the upper edge is supposed to be lighter, which is what I have here. And this is the one thing that you can't really do with hooded eyes, is you can't really drag the eyeshadow underneath the eye, because it'll close it off and it just won't look good. So what I found is you want to take a lining brush, again by Eco Tools, and you can take one of the darker ones. I choose the darkest one that I just used for the outer corners, and you want to put it right underneath. And you can even go up with it. I know it doesn't look good at the moment, but it'll work out. And then you want to do that again underneath here. And then take your little blending brush, blend it all together. I am pressing a little bit harder just because the lines here are a little bit darker. You don't want a line, you just want a rough shadow of it. Looks like that, and that looks like this. It is harder to notice because the line is so short, but I think you can all see that it's a little bit darker underneath. So now we're going to move on to eyeliner, and my e.l.f. liner that I use is the CoverGirl eyeliner. It's liquid, my favorite. And eyeliner was always a nightmare for me, just so hard to apply. I'm sure you guys had similar experiences, just because my eyes are not that big and the line is has to be so tiny. I use the smallest one that they come in. I think it's a 0.5 edge if I'm correct. And here's the trick that I found. I know you're not really supposed to stretch your eye, but sometimes you do. So you want to close your eye, and especially if you're beginners, it's going to take a lot of practice, trust me, but you will get it. You want to use just the very, very tip of your eyeliner. not the edge, not the side. Start in the middle, go all the way across. And then go back the other way. And when you try to get it very thin, you can get it caught on the eyelashes, but not a problem. We're gonna do those too. And here's the trick. You don't want to come to all the way to the corner of your eye. It'll be too much. It will not look natural. So what I've found is where your eyelashes seem to stop, that's where you need to stop as well. Don't go all the way in, just until you reach the end of where most of your lashes are. And then the corner is the trickiest part, because mine especially, I think they're double or triple hooded. I don't know really. But the eyeliner would never go right. So what I like to do is, looking straight into a mirror, go right to the edge of your eyelids and go down. Do not go across, go straight down. I know it's gonna feel weird. It's not gonna feel like you're doing it right, but do it. As you can see, it worked out very nicely. The next eye, again, taking small little strokes. It's much more worth it to be slow than to do it quickly and mess up, have to clean it up and apply the eyeshadow in certain parts again. Very slow, just the very, very tip and going across. And then to the edge, go straight down. Again, it does feel weird, but it looks the best. And there we go. Mascara, I like to choose any cheap mascara really works. It doesn't have to be anything expensive. It just has to be mascara. And this is by Maybelline, their Great Lash. I like this one just because it's inexpensive, as I said, and it actually does very, very well. The thing about mascara for beginners, it is going to take a bit of practice. It will. But what you want to do is you want to start at the base of your lashes, wiggle slightly, and go all the way up. Even if you have to go straight up, I know that's very weird feeling, but go straight up. Don't go out necessarily, just go straight up. And I didn't, but you can curl your lashes before. I do not prefer after, because the eyeliner will get smudged and it will get stuck on the inner rim of your eyelash curler. So just do it before, save you some work and a little bit of mess. And I really, depends on what I'm wearing, how I'm feeling. I usually apply 2 coats, but sometimes I do 3. And just starting, you want to go up. You want to go like more of a 45-degree angle, because you don't want to hit your eyelids or your eyebrows. And you want to have more of a curved effect, and you want to be able to reach every lash little tip so it looks as natural as it can be. I love this mascara just because it's very luscious and bright. And then do the same thing with the other one. And they do look very, very pretty. Then you take a little bit, do the very ends. Not too much, just a little bit. And that is how you do your smoky eye tutorial. Here's what it will look like. Very natural, not very showy, just very pretty and bright, and definitely will enhance your natural beauty. So I hope this helped, and if you liked the video, please like it, subscribe, and share. Tell a friend. Thank you guys for watching. Bye!